Have you been wanting to lose weight, but you need a simple step to start with? Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is episode number 160. Today I am sharing with you my simplest weight loss tip ever. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If this is your first time tuning in and you have no idea who I am or what I do, my name is JoLynn Braley. Not only am I the founder and the creator of this free weight loss podcast that I started the first week of January 2013, but also I founded my mind-body weight loss business in 2007. I started coaching awesome, smart, successful women and a few cool men in 2009 to coach them to a weight loss mindset. That right there is the key that will set you free. And this is something that the mainstream diet industry will not tell you about, because the mainstream diet industry is focused on telling you what to eat, how much to eat. And that information is good if it's healthy and if it's sustainable as a lifestyle. However, it's only 7.2% of the solution to full success with your weight. What does full success with your weight look like? It means that you get to your goal weight and you maintain it. You stay there. You don't bounce back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You don't battle with binge eating, emotional eating, stress eating, and you break free of the low self-esteem, the constant self-doubt, the constant second-guessing, the low self-confidence, all of the anxieties and fears and worries that drive you to keep overeating. All right? You're not going to be able to sustain a successful weight loss as long as you keep overeating. And how do you stop overeating when you haven't solved the real problems that are driving your unhealthy behaviors? Okay? Is any of this making any sense? All right? Bottom line, you have to change your eating behaviors. But how do you do that and stick with it long term when you haven't solved the root of the problem and you do not have a weight loss mindset? How do you know you don't have a weight loss mindset? Because you know what you need to do to lose weight, but you're not doing it. That right there is the number one sign that you do not have a weight loss mindset. So what I do is I coach my awesome coaching clients to that weight loss mindset so that they can then do what they already know they need to do to get to their goal weight and stay there. And then they stop sabotaging themselves. They stop struggling. They stop battling. They stop doubting. And they just do what they need to do. It's no big deal. It is no big deal once you have the right mindset, which is 92.8% of the challenge. It's the psychology of weight loss, which is what you need. So if you don't have that, you're pretty much lost at sea, really. But the good news is you can get the right psychology for weight loss. You can get a weight loss mindset, which is 92.8% of the challenge. All right? So that's what I do with my awesome coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. It has worked for every single one of my coaching clients who just follow the steps. That's it. I've even had coaching clients say that they didn't believe it would work for them, but they did it anyway. And guess what? It worked. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it totally sets you free. If you want to learn just a little bit more about making weight loss easier for yourself, go over to www.easyfunweightloss.com. Download my free tips there. www.easyfunweightloss.com. JoLynn.com. So today's topic, I am going to share with you my simplest weight loss tip ever. I'm not saying this is going to be easy for you. It will be easy if you have a weight loss mindset, okay? It'll be easy. In fact, you're already doing it. I'm certain. If you already have a weight loss mindset, you're already doing it. But then, why would you be listening to this podcast? Because you wouldn't need any weight loss tips, right? So the biggest battle that you're going to have is getting your head in the right place so that you can take action with what I'm about to share with you. Or you can take the hard route and you could force yourself to do what I'm about to share with you, and it will still help you, but it will just be extremely difficult. I'm just telling you the truth here. If you've ever heard any of my Get Real episodes, you know that you got to get real with yourself. You got to stop lying to yourself. You got to stop deluding yourself and come out of the fantasy land where you keep telling yourself that someday you're going to lose weight. But you've been saying that for 30 years. You know what I mean, Jean? You got to come out of the river of denial. Otherwise, what's happening? What's going on? What's changing? One thing for sure, your results show the truth. Your results show the truth. If you don't like your results, you've got to do something radically different to get radically different results. You can hem and haw and wonder and doubt and second guess yourself for the rest of your life, but what will your results be? Does that make any sense? Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and you have to reach out and get the right coaching to get your head in the right place so that you can finally get the weight loss that you want. Stop the food obsession, stop the madness in your own mind, and make the changes that you need to make so that you can look your best and feel your best, which is ultimately what is most important. But then how can you really feel your best when you can't even control your eating, right? That's a vicious cycle, isn't it? How do you break free? You got to take the first step. I already said if you just want some free tips, you can go over to easyfunweightloss.com. You could download my free tips there. All right, so what is my simplest weight loss tip ever? Here it is, and it's so simple. Stop buying the crappy, junky, fake food. Don't buy it anymore. Just stop buying it. Seriously. Do not buy any more crappy, fake, processed, junky food. Leave it for everybody else to buy. Believe me, there are people that will buy it. All right? Let them have the problems with their health. Let them have the problems with the low self-esteem and the self-hatred that they feel when they can't stop eating it. That's not your problem. Your problem is you. And every time you buy that crappy, fake, processed, icky, junky food that you're addicted to that tastes good because it has so much sugar and sodium and preservatives and additives in it, every time you buy that food, what happens? You can't stop eating it. You eat more and more and more. You binge on it. You stuff yourself. How do you end up feeling? You don't feel good about yourself, do you? And it's definitely not helping you lose weight. So this is my simplest weight loss tip ever. Stop buying that crappy, fake, processed food. Instead, because you do need to eat, you do need to fuel your body. And actually, that excuse that food addicts use, they say, well, I can't lose weight and I can't change my eating because after all, I have to eat. You don't have to eat crappy, fake, processed food. You don't have to eat that junky food. All right? You do need to eat. So then what kind of food do you buy? you buy the same kind of food that your grandma and grandpa or their grandparents used to buy. All right? Real food. Food that goes bad if you don't cook it, if you don't prepare it, if you don't eat it, it's going to spoil. The processed, junky, fake, fat-inducing food that you're addicted to can sit on the shelf sometimes for months, and it will never go bad because it's got so many ingredients of extra additives, preservatives, all kinds of gunk in it because it's not even really real food. It's not real. It's stuff that you could put in your mouth that blasts your taste enhancers because of all the MSG and high fructose corn syrup in it. And it makes you want more and more and more, and you eat it when you're not even hungry, and it's edible. You know, you can eat it. It's not like you're drinking bleach. It's food that you can eat, but it's fake. It's not even real food. It doesn't give your body any nutrients. In fact, there's a lot of people walking around who are obese or overweight, and they are nutrient starved. They're malnourished because all they eat is that crappy food. And I understand what it's like to eat that crappy food because I've eaten it and I've been addicted to it, but it ain't gonna get you to your goal weight. If it could, why aren't you there? And why can't you stop eating it? And why do you keep binging on it? And why do you keep emotionally eating it? Why do you have so many problems with it? So stop bringing it home. Stop buying it. That's my simplest weight loss tip ever. That's all I could say. If you don't understand what real food is, go over to www.grabmygrocerylist.com, and I have a free download there where I outline in a very simple list the whole foods that I eat, and it's really simple. And get that. www.grabmygrocerylist.com. It's free, it's simple. And you're either going to take action with this information or not. Most people won't take action with it because they don't have accountability, they don't have a coach, they don't have a weight loss mindset. And unfortunately, that is the key. But I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately, that is the key. Because if it weren't the key, then you would be doomed. You really would be doomed. But the whole power is in your own mind, but you have to learn the right ways and get the new tools, and you've got to get the right coaching to turn that mind of yours into a powerhouse of empowerment that will make it struggle-free for you to lose weight. If you don't do that, then don't expect to have a struggle-free time with weight loss because you're constantly battling your own self. And all of the battle is in your mind. That's where the battle is. Some of the battle can be in your body because you're addicted to that junky, fake, processed food, that highly addictive food. But guess what? It only takes 3 days of eating whole, healthy foods to get that junk out of your system. It just takes 3 days. And I'm not talking about a cleanse. Okay, that's not what I mean. I mean, stop buying the fake food. And don't eat it. That's it. But there's a problem here. Not only do you not have the right mindset, but because you don't have the right mindset, you don't have enough self-worth to believe that you are worth doing what I'm saying. You don't have enough confidence, self-esteem. You don't have the foundation to do this. If you do, though, if you've got everything you need, if you've got the right mindset, then you will take action with what I'm saying here, and you'll just do it, and it won't be any problem. And more power to you if you already have a weight loss mindset. And if the only thing you were missing was this one thought of, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. Just stop buying that food. It's the simplest thing. I'm doing it. Thank you, JoLynn. And if that's no big deal for you, then that's great. And if that continues, this ease and flow, and you're able to just eat whole foods, no big deal, no addiction, no overeating, no binge eating, no emotional eating, then you should be all set. Are you following me? All right? That's what it feels like, and that's what it is like when you have the 92.8% of the solution, which is the weight loss mindset. The fastest way to get that, if you don't have it, if you're struggling with self-doubt, if you can't even get started, or if you can get started with eating healthy, but you can't even get through 2 or 3 days and then you quit, if you're constantly backsliding, if you've gotten to your goal weight in the past, but you always gain it back, you don't have the right mindset. And there's a lot that goes into that mindset. Okay, there's a lot more that I haven't even mentioned here because this is just a free weight loss podcast, and I want to keep this under 30 minutes here today. So you can listen to any of my other podcasts where there's different bits and pieces where I talk about the weight loss mindset. I have many, many podcasts available. They're totally free, and you are welcome to listen to all of them. Right now, today, here, my main point has been, and my main piece of help for you is just stop buying the crappy food. Don't even bring it home. As soon as you bring it home, what happens? You're obsessed with it. You got to eat it. It's just a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Don't you agree based on your own experience? Remember, you can go to www.easyfunweightloss.com and you could download my 3 simple steps to start making weight loss easier from the inside out. You can get that download now at www.easyfunweightloss.com. Grab pen and paper. I have a couple questions that you can ask yourself. On most of the episodes of the JoLynn Braley Show, I give you questions to ask yourself. I highly recommend that you write each question pen on paper, and then you write your answer down. If you only listen to me talk, you're not going to get hardly anything out of this. If you type on a keyboard, you miss out on the connection with yourself. Instead, when you write pen on paper, you gain that connection between you and you, between your head, your hand, and your heart. And it actually helps you to get present. It helps you get out of your head, to get out of the anxiety, out of the fear, out of the spinning. It's such a simple, simple little step. If you are wise to yourself and you want to raise your level of self-awareness after having a lifetime of the mainstream diet industry telling you that all you need is another food diet, then you might listen to me and you might grab the pen and paper and pause this podcast to write down each question and then write your answer down to each question and see what you can learn from yourself. And then the next step, I would highly recommend that you take these questions and answers to your personal, permanent weight loss coach to go deeper and then to unravel what's underneath all of this for you personally, so that it just doesn't sit as a nice awareness, but you actually begin to make real change as a result. Does that make sense? You know, an awareness, an aha, that's nice. but it's only of real value to you if you carry it forward and turn it into a behavior change, into a change in action. And really, you need two-way communication to get those kinds of results. That's where coaching comes in. That's where accountability comes in. If you don't know what coaching is, you don't understand it, you've never heard of it, look for my sub-series of the JoLynn Braley Show, Why Coaching for Weight Loss, and you can listen to each of those episodes. Bottom line, coaching is the fastest way, if you work with the right coach, of course. Coaching is the fastest way to get from where you are to where you want to be. The fastest, most direct path. Otherwise, you can continue doing what you're doing, keep struggling on your own, keep telling yourself you could figure it out on your own, but just keep in mind that you keep your battles while you continue to struggle to figure everything out on your own. That's the slow as molasses route. I've taken both routes, and I can say from my own experience, always I've made the fastest progress when working with a professional coach. All right, so with all that being said, here's your first question. What are all of my fears that come up when I just imagine leaving all of that fake, junk, highly processed, all of my favorite foods in the grocery store, on the shelf? When I imagine I don't go to that drive-thru anymore, I don't put in an order for home delivery for my favorite, highly addictive fast foods. What are all my fears that come up when I imagine myself no longer buying all of that food that, honestly, if I'm really real with myself, I know it's keeping me fat, but I keep buying it anyway. So you got to pause this podcast to get totally honest with yourself and write out all of your fears that are coming up because of just imagining no longer buying all of that food that you're so addicted to, your binge foods, your comfort foods, your go-to crutch foods, all of that. Number 2 question, how am I ever going to get to my goal weight and stay there if I keep buying all of this food that I can't stop eating it? I can't control my binge eating. I can't control myself. I'm totally obsessed with this food. Food is my life. Food is my everything. It's all I look forward to. It's all I have that's fun. It's my most important number one in my life. I can't get through a day without my highly addictive, highly fattening, highly processed foods. And so I can't even imagine not buying them anymore. By the way I'm phrasing these questions, this is you talking to you, because you are the one who must ask yourself these questions. This podcast is not coaching. Professional coaching is two-way communication. This is a one-way communication. So I'm giving you some questions you can ask yourself. If you actually do it and you write these down, you might learn something. If you just listen to me talk, it'll really just go in one ear and out the other, but it's all up to you. You know, you could do whatever you want. It's your life. If you're happy with how it's going and how you're looking and how you're eating, keep doing what you are doing because it's obviously working for you. All right, so that second question is, how am I ever going to get to my goal weight if I keep buying all this food? Number 3 question, what is my strategy for getting my head in the right place so that I can break free of my never-ending battles with food, my eating, my weight? What is my strategy? Again, these are questions you're asking yourself, and then you have to answer them yourself. And so now I'm talking, saying, hey, you got to have a strategy. You got to have a system. You got to have a proven winning step-by-step system to work through. And then The fourth question, who is my coach? Who is guiding me, helping me stay accountable? If I don't have a system, they're giving me a system. They've already done all the hard work. I just have to plug myself in. How in the heck am I making these changes? Who is helping me? Who is my professional coach? Number 5 question, where can I be a year from now as I take radically new steps right now from this point forward? Steps I've never heard of, steps I didn't even realize were available, steps that will actually help me break free of my food and weight struggles. Where could I be a year from now if I were to do all that? And I want you to add in a last question. Obviously, you have to be pausing this podcast here because you're not going to be able to get all this written down and write all your answers down. You got to take time in between each of these. So the last question, what are all of my self-doubts that just came up with that last question? What are all my self-doubts? Because here's the thing. If you don't believe that it's even possible that you could overcome your never-ending food and weight struggles, then you won't. You will never reach out to get the help you need. You'll just keep battling all by yourself. And hey, it's comfortable. You know what to expect, and food is easy. Food doesn't talk back. You can find it anywhere. Most of that junky, highly addictive processed food is really, really cheap. So, you can just keep going like that. And it's your life. Nobody's going to come to your door and pound on it and say, you're breaking the law, you're breaking the law. Boom, 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 boom. You're breaking the law, you're breaking the law. Nobody's going to do that because it's not against the law to stuff yourself with a bunch of crappy, fake, highly processed food. It's not against the law to feel really, really, really bad about yourself. It's not against the law to be out of shape, overweight, obese, fat, whatever you want to call it. Nobody cares if you don't care. You're the one who has to start caring. You're the one who has to reach out to get the help to do what you don't know how to do. And why should you know how to do it? Do you know how to drill your own tooth and fill your own cavity? Do you know how to do that? And if you are a dentist, would you ever do that work on yourself? No. You would go to a dentist. So when you don't know how to do that specialty, do you beat yourself up when you have to go to the dentist and say to yourself, oh, I should know how to fill my own tooth? Now, assuming you're not a dentist, right? Do you say, oh, I should know how to fill my own tooth? Oh, I'm such a loser. I'm such a failure. I got to go to the dentist. No, you go to the dentist. You might not like going to the dentist, but you go, you get the work done, you get it handled. Then why do you beat yourself up when you can't solve this lifelong food and weight problem that you've never been able to solve on your own? Why do you beat yourself up when you even imagine getting help to do this? Do you beat yourself up when your transmission goes out in your car and you have to take your car to a professional auto mechanic? Do you say, oh, I'm such a failure. I'm such a fat slob. My car transmission went out. I should know how to fix that myself because I should just be able to do everything. I don't need to ask help from anyone. I should just be able to do everything myself. Is that how you think? You don't, do you? You need your car fixed. You take it to a professional. You get it fixed. Then why do you beat yourself up and call yourself a loser, a failure, less than, when you consider reaching out to get professional help to fix a problem that you've never been able to fix on your own because it's too complex and a food diet just doesn't fix it? A food diet isn't enough. Are you following me? Does it make any sense at all? Any sense at all? So that's what I have for you today. And if what I just shared with you makes any sense at all, and if you want help to stop struggling with your food and weight problems, if you're wise enough to recognize that, yeah, you're really smart and you have an expertise in your life that has nothing to do with this food and weight problem, and you're still struggling with food and weight problem even though you're super smart and successful in other areas of your life, or you are a professional in this food and weight topic. I have had coaching clients who are gym owners, they are fitness instructors, and I've had clients who hold a master's degree in nutrition, and they needed help to get past their own personal food and weight challenges. So if you're wise enough to recognize that you can't see your own blind spots and you are sick and tired of battling this madness all by yourself, and you want to make peace with yourself, you want to make peace with food, you want to be at peace on the inside, you want to feel good about yourself again, and maybe you don't even remember the last time you felt good about yourself. You want to get normal with food. You want to get to your goal weight and stay there. You want to stop yo-yo dieting. You want to stop binge eating. You want to stop emotional eating. If you want to achieve lasting success with your weight, and it makes sense to you that you're missing the biggest piece of the puzzle, which is the psychology of weight loss. You need a weight loss mindset. You've got to go about this from the inside out. If this makes sense to you and you are serious about finally fixing this issue and you want help to do it, you want my help to do it, then your first step is to go over to www.discovery-session.com, enter your first name and email address on the next page, fill out the application, and you need to answer the email that will come from my scheduling department if your application is approved. The best way to make sure your application is approved is complete each field with full details in that application and just be totally honest. Be totally honest with yourself and be totally honest in the application. That's your first step to apply for this complimentary weight loss discovery session. As of the time of this recording, it's complimentary. I do not guarantee that it'll always be complimentary. It depends on when you're listening to this free weight loss podcast. I'm just saying, I'm not guaranteeing it's always going to be complimentary. So if it is, when you go over to www.discovery-session.com, you just might want to take advantage of this if you are fed up with this struggle. It's really that simple. That simple. I am JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, weight loss mindset expert, founder of the Inner Self Diet, the diet for your mind, the diet that actually works, the most important diet there is. And I wish you your best life living inside of your ideal body.